So I've chosen 3 poems that have been important to me this year in writing Borders. Last year we were asked to be part of a celebration of the life of Benjamin Zephaniah, and 65 trees were planted in a park near his childhood home. And we got to write, well, some of us got to write poems that were attached to the tree. So this is my poem for Benjamin, and I nicked the tune from the Beatles. For Benjamin. I'm not going to sing it, Cindy. Now that I'm older, dreads in my hair, many words I've penned, will you still remember me now I am gone? Wealth of stories, troubled by none. Vegan, dyslexic, poet, black man, I've been called them all, but will you now grieve me? Will you still grieve me? Now I'm 64 plus 1.
Oh, that's nice.
So, as has been said before, we always take part in celebrating Sanctuary at the MAC, and as a group we wrote about our perception of what it's like to be a refugee, and this is my poem called Seeking Sanctuary. I hear that in English they call it hypervigilance, and I say, yes, that's it. Forever looking over my shoulder, scanning people's faces, not knowing if you're really my friend or foe. Back home, my family always joked that I was a brave warrior woman. But when my husband was disappeared and my family home destroyed, turned into rubble before me, I ran. I took my little daughter's hand and I ran in the clothes that we stood up in, reduced from a warrior woman to a frightened child. Following a trickle of my people from my country who walked with dead eyes, just trying to process what just happened to us, what happened to our country, to our lives. The trickle became a flood as we walked mile after mile. Stones piercing the underside of my shoes, now slashing the soles of my feet. The tread of my shoes worn away from the miles of tarmac, mud and rocks that we walked along. Sometimes my exhausted daughter's weight pressed down on my shoulders, a willing burden as I carried her. Nighttime was the worst, sleeping wherever there was cover, wary of passing men whose lives had become untethered from the gatekeepers of unity and family, the instinctive mitochondrial protectors, mothers, grandmothers, aunties, sisters. They too trudge on in survival mode, as bit by bit, brutalized and belittled, humanity evaporates from their souls. A hornet's nest inhabits where strong minds once stood, and they are reduced to survivalists. In the camps along the way, I hear stories of unlucky lone women dragged away and defiled by the needs of prowling wolves that inhabit the soul of man. Dignities destroyed with no protectors at hand to defend them, and I hug my daughter a little tighter to my breast, screaming silently at God. Somewhere in this world, there must be humanity and sanctuary. In my dreams, I'm secure and happy. I see my old home full of people, laughter, food, conversations about politics and education. Then when I wake, my eyes scan the reality, that of squalor, empty bellies, and skeletons on the march. Eyes fixed on the horizon. El Dorado, sanctuary, new life. As we cross borders, hostile eyes stare at us. I don't speak their language, but I want to scream, look at me, see me. I am human, just like you.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you. And the final poem is Life in a Sentence. We are born and we die, the end, applause. To misquote Shakespeare's As You Like It, we all enter and exit life's stage, but in the middle of the human sandwich is life, a life rich with sliding door moments made up of timelines, coincidences, and transition points. If we're lucky, we get to experience kindly nurturing childhoods as our parents navigate the terrible twos, school, big school, college, university, then exams, 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 to prove that we are worthy of employment, some arbitrary goalpost set by whom in society. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why? Yes, of course, society needs the well-worn phrase of a doctor, a lawyer, accountant, but what is a life without the risk takers, the painters, the poets, the musicians, the craftspeople, whose internal urges demand that they respond to enter life, to go deeper, to draw out from the belly of life the riches that burnish all of our lives. For those who unwittingly choose a deeper, rich, expansive, unshackled path, extending a hand into the veil of the universe and discovering the key to the door of self-consciousness and growth that leads to a bright palette of discoveries. Yet, overwhelmed by the imposter syndrome, wrestling with feelings of unworthiness to the immense task that lies before you, I offer you the story of Michelangelo's Pieta. The sculptor was asked how he was able to create such a majestic piece. His reply was, it was in the block of marble. I had the honor of discovering it. Before the sands of time end, take courage and grasp the coattails of creativity. Honor the spirit within your body that you were born into.
Wonderful, wonderful.